Hey players, this is graphic content, so trigger warning. So in Massachusetts, a white teenager has been indicted for attempted murder after he allegedly attempted to drown a black teenager earlier this summer. Y'all go ahead and have a seat. Let's talk about it. So according to the police report, this incident occurred on July 19th. Now, it was reported to the police by the victim on July 21st. They said that 3 teenagers were involved, 2 of whom were white and the other was black. Now, the victim, whom is black, told police that just before 2 p.m. on July 19th, he received a call inviting him to Goose Pond. After arriving at the pond on his brother's bike, he said he was initially met by the 14-year-old and about 6 other people that he did not know. He said that the 14-year-old and the 13-year-old began throwing stones at him. He said that he could not swim, so he put on a life jacket and went into the water. And then he said the 14-year-old allegedly continued to throw stones at him and threatened to beat him up. The 14-year-old allegedly threatened the victim further with a larger stone and called him boy. In a written report separately submitted to the police, the victim said that the 14-year-old had directed other slurs at him in the past, including the N-word. So the 14-year-old followed him into the water and pulled him underwater 4 to 5 times, even after he told him that he could not swim. The victim told the teen to stop, telling him he felt lightheaded and almost threw up. As this was happening, the victim reported that the other teen laughed and called him George Floyd. The 2 teens then left and came back. The victim was on a raft where they unsuccessfully tried to grab the victim's feet. The 14-year-old allegedly asked the victim if he liked his life. The victim replied and said, "I won't once I'm drowning." The victim also alleges that the 14-year-old then allegedly swam underneath him and tried pulling his feet underwater while the victim tried to keep the other teen away from the raft. The victim reported getting exhausted and began yelling for help, leading to the accused teen to call him a B and a PUSSY. So a bystander on the beach started to swim out to the teens and called for the 14-year-old to stop, which he did. The victim was helped back to shore, after which he left the area on his bike. A witness reported that they checked with the victim after he returned to shore. The witness said that the victim said he couldn't swim and that they purposely called him down to the pond. So the 14-year-old has been indicted for this incident. Now, the 13-year-old who was allegedly involved in this and called the victim racial slurs, including calling him George Floyd, has been charged as a juvenile in connection with the incident. But the 14-year-old who was the ringleader in all of this has been charged as a youthful defender, meaning his case will be processed and treated as if he was an adult. So the 14-year-old has been held without bail, and prosecutors also argued that he was involved in another offense against an Asian person earlier that day. So the 14-year-old, whose name, none of the names of these people, including the victim, have been released, he's expected to appear in court on September 13th. Players, this has got to be the most disgusting thing that I've ever read. It's so disheartening that we are still in this sort of space in 2023. However, it's not surprising considering the things that we see going on in the world around us. It's just heartbreaking. Players, I want to know what you think about this. Put your thoughts in the comments. I'm hoping that this black child gets the justice that he deserves. And also, I hope that he's provided with counseling and all of the resources that he could be afforded after dealing with such a horrible, horrific event. Players, put your thoughts in the comments. This is Double D Mode for the Black Accurate News. This is definitely a hate crime. Put your thoughts in the comments. This is Double D Mode for the Black Accurate News.